have to get okay. Jinx, here comes Luna. Boom. And audio for Smock. Double checking. You want to say something, Smock?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Check,
Perfect.
check. Okay.
Yep. We are good for tonight. All right. Welcome, everyone. Another live session of the Legacy of Mythal campaign here on the Play Without Ego channel. Due to the holidays, we are 2 players short this week, but should be back to full strength next session. In the meantime, Jinx will also be controlling Alamir. So let's just let's take a look at what happened last week. We had the battle with the ambushers conclude with the death of every single cultist, including their arrogant leader. And after taking more cult regalia, the heroes continued south and soon found themselves watching a couple of groups of stragglers walk slowly into the main encampment, nestled in the hollow of a rocky plateau, with 2 watchtowers and an upper level and a lower level. Upper level holding 3 groupings of tents for around 100 kobolds, and the lower holding another 3 grouping of tents for almost as many cultists and mercenaries. They sent the young man Hef off with their horses and walked slowly into camp, several of them pretending to be wounded, and passed through the kobold camps into the lower level, where they saw several camps to the north full of cultists and mercenaries, and 2 more to the south. But in the first of those southern camps, they also saw a handful of prisoners working under the supervision of dragonclaws. In the northeastern corner of the hollow was an enormous tent for the cult leaders, surrounded by veteran cultists and guard drakes. And at the bottom of the main central path, about 60 feet in front of the tent, was the missing monk they had been told about from the Temple of Enlightenment at Candlekeep, Leosin. As they walked towards him, Faerûn Mondath, the wearer of purple who had led the raid against Greenest, stepped out of the main tent and asked the guards if Leosin was awake yet, and they replied no, so she ordered them to revive him and retreated back into the tent. The heroes resumed their approach and convinced the guards that they could revive Leosin, and through healing in some water, they got a response. But Leosin didn't want to be rescued. He insisted that he was there to gather information about the cult, had already learned a lot, and would escape on his own after learning some more. Then Faerûn Mondath reappeared and began questioning the monk. The hero stood close behind a group of growing cultists, with Smock hiding further back to ensure that he wasn't seen. And as they watched, they heard Leosin playing Mondath and answering questions in a way that evoked slight reactions, possibly providing further insights into the cult's activities. Mondath began bleeding Leosin, and he appeared to pass out again. In frustration, she walked back into the tent, and the crowd dispersed. Jinx quietly cast some healing magic over Leosin, and the heroes gathered once again and walked south towards those camps. And that's where we rejoin them as they approach the encampment, where a handful of prisoners can still be seen working, with dragon claws scattered about overseeing them. All right, guys. You see the you don't see quite everyone, but most of these people, as you're walking just around the sides, you see quite a number of different people sitting around fires, cultists, mercenaries, and you see what you believe to be the prisoners from Greenest or possibly other raided areas being put to work. What would you like to do?
All right. So we're here.
What time of day is it?
Yeah, go ahead.
What time of day is it?
It's about 2 p.m. now. This is approaching 2 o'clock.
I'm sorry, Smuck. Go ahead.
So we're here for how big of a raid force? What is it comprised of? Save any prisoners? Anything else on the to-do list? I think that was it, right?
Yep.
Okay.
My thought is we should probably find a...
I think we should walk around the camp and ask questions.
Okay. I'm with you.
What do you think? Let's learn what we can learn.
I definitely don't want to get into a fight.
You say you want to fight?
That wasn't me. That was not me. Al, not me. Sorry.
Did you say Al?
Yeah.
Alamar, I'm assuming that you're going to want to be quiet. So just follow me. Let's go.
I look good.
All right.
We kind of, as we walk around, we kind of try to walk in like in a blocking format. So if there's anybody up there, we walk a little faster. So it looks like we're kind of covering Smock's,
Yep.
the side of Smock.
Yep.
Basically.
Okay.
To where the biggest group is to try to, keep attention off of him, basically.
So I would assume like you kind of like this, put Smock in the middle and just kind of wherever you go, you're trying to block him from seeing other people. The problem, Smock, how tall are you?
Taller than me.
Have that. Where is so Alamir? It's one of those things. Again, if you don't have it in there, just kind of give us what you think. So Alamir is 5'5".
What's in there somewhere?
Do you have that down, Smock? Do you have a height? You're muted, sir.
6 foot.
You're 6, right?
Wait, sure.
How tall is Luna? I'm pretty sure she's not that tall.
Oh no, Luna's nowhere near that tall. Let me bring up her. Okay, let's see characteristics.
I don't think she's taller than 5'6" either.
Yeah, she's 5'6" and 155 pounds soaking wet.
Does anybody have a hooded cloak I can use?
Did we pull any of those from the regalia?
You have
from the-
regalia, but there were no cloaks. So yeah, it definitely, so you can block, you can try to hide as best you can, but like the height difference makes it a greater challenge.
Well,
So
the other option, guys, is I can just go back to the horses and you two can roam if it's safer that way, because we certainly don't want to provoke an attack.
Oh, don't worry about it. These guys are all resting.
Okay.
And you do notice, the one thing that you've noticed is that everybody seems to be pretty lax, and there's a good amount of drinking, and there's a lot of people who are wounded, who they look very tired, right? So they were up all night. You watched as you walked into camp a good number of kobolds, cultists, mercenaries walking into tents and not coming out, looking like they were dead tired and probably going to rest.
Okay.
So even if they, so they are not as alert as they normally would be.
I will make a point of not looking people eye to eye as best I can.
Okay.
And Jinx, if you're going to do something, I believe I have something that can help you if you're attempting to use some skills. So let me know before you're going to do something.
I just shake my head and I laugh, like I'm going, yeah. But I shake my head no at the same time. So from a distance, it looks like I'm saying no, but yeah.
So,
Quietly-
yes,
We're going to
Luna.
bide our, I think we're going to, the long scheme is that we're going to bide our time and look for an opportunity. Obviously, even though the camp is at rest, it looks like, as he was mentioning before, we were going to try to find somebody to talk to. Yeah, we're going to find somebody to talk to, weren't we? So we should probably look at these two right here. They're kind of on their own. That little fire
To
pit.
where?
I don't know. There's two by this fire pit. We could go here and chill by the fire and, have a
Way over
conversation.
there. Okay. So
I just
on the
think that-
opposite side, away from the camp where the
Wherever Spock-
prisoners are working.
Sure. Wherever Smock said he was wanted to go, I just figured we'd go somewhere where we could get there with less, it could grab less attention.
Yeah.
Okay.
We want to head towards where it appears to be more the hostages rather than the actual guards.
Actually,
The
you know
other-
something? That's a good idea because the odds of them actually betting that they would have been at greenest, the guards
Is-
themselves. Maybe they would. I don't know.
Yeah, well, the other thing is it'll look like we're guarding some of the hostages. The other thing to think about here is when we go slip out, we probably want to try a slip out after dark when it's easier, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
And while I'm at it, I do remove my clasp from underneath my cloak and put it inside my vest closer to me, and then I hand smock my cloak.
Thank you.
One side's blue, one side's green. Be interesting to see which one you put outwards.
Jinx, can you control Alan there now?
Let me zoom in and find out.
The other question I would have is, are people coming and going from the camp or milling about, or are they pretty well staying put?
Once the crowd dispersed and those that went to the south, like it looks like everyone's pretty much set at this point.
Okay.
So the one thing you do notice is there are a couple of rugged looking individuals, not dressed as either cultists or mercenaries, but more like huntsmen, frontiersmen type of individuals with sacks or just like wild game hung over their shoulders and stuff, bringing in food that they've looks like food that they've recently killed from the surrounding wilds, and bringing them to the various campfires. So as you walk, like one kind of at a light jog goes running by you towards the center of the camp down in this area.
Nice catch.
That might be our way out of here too. Claim we're going out to hunt.
He just nods his head at you as he runs by.
Did you see the feathers on that bird?
That was a bird?
I don't know.
It had a tail.
It was a cockatrice. Cockatrice, whatever those things are called.
Cockatrice? Yeah. That would be no. Big, huge wild turkey. Probably two of them.
On the map, the commoners are the prisoners, or the ones that are.
Yes.
Okay.
The commoners on the left side of the camp. Those are the ones that are.
Those are them. Okay.
Look and act like prisoners.
Okay.
So go ahead and move your tokens closer. You can go ahead and head over to the fire. Nobody stops you. There's actually nobody in this northern section of this camp who even looks your way, let alone would try to stop you.
Before we move, are we going, as our druid friend mentioned, are we going to be going to by the prisoners? Is that what you guys want to do? Because I'm cool with it.
I'm staying in between you two. You three, I should say.
I nudge you and I'm like, well, which way is it? Don't be indecisive.
Let's go to the
The
prisoners.
mouse has his
over
prisoners.
I will just point out one thing that is pretty obvious to you as you move, or as you're looking at the two camps. It's obvious that the camp to your left, or to the right on the map, to the east, has fewer people in it.
Any commoners over there, or no?
No.
Right now we can't. Okay.
Yep. You don't see any over there.
I guess we're walking down between the camps, getting
Yep.
a good sight.
And this and so the one
She moved. She's free.
No. So they are working. They're working. So the one that you are approaching right now is working, preparing, is washing some clothes. She's at a clothes washing station. Whoops. Hold on a sec here. I need to get back into the game. Where's Legacy Launch Game? And open this up. Get my list. Hello, list. Where are you? Right here.
As I stand there quietly looking around without looking at the commoner, I quietly ask her where she originally from.
So she, see a woman, dark hair, cropped at her shoulders, probably late 20s, early 30s, very crooked teeth. She kind of looks skeptically at you, and she's like, "I'm doing my job here. What do you want?"
I don't answer.
Quietly, I put my hand ever so slightly on Jinx, and I say Bahamut Chipumaga. And
Burn.
for a minute, whatever, he has guidance.
Oh. I'm literally going to the fireplace because she's working and I don't want to start anything. So
But
we work our way all the way over to the fire.
Okay. So the two commoners at the fire, they are you see a halfling. One of them is a halfling with gray eyes, just kind of head down, cutting vegetables. And the other one, the more wounded one, next to Jinx, that you walked up to, Jinx, that is a moon elf, with a now still the smell of perfume on her. And she looks over at you and kind of quizzically says, "Hello."
Are you supposed to talk to us?
And
I'm in front of these art people here.
she turns her head away, but is still looking at you, and then turns back and looks at you and says, you aren't a cultist or one of the mercenaries. Who are you? And she says it very quietly, and you notice there's the whole row on the other side are a bunch of mercenaries. They're drinking, snacking on some jerky and dried fruits. Couple of them look up at the group of you. Jinx, go ahead and roll 2d10 for me, please. Oh, let's go. Oh, yeah. They and one of the other mercenaries says a joke, and they all kind of laugh at it and get engrossed in a conversation, and they ignore you.
I kind of look down, like I'm tie my boot or whatever, and I kind of go, basically like, we're from Greenest. Just doing a quick survey job and see what we can find out.
Not I am from the Snakewood. One of the small raids that the cult did almost a week ago. Others, most of there was a fresh batch that came in early this morning. I believe 4 or 5 that were from Greenest. And she said, she looks over at the halfling and says, Wilgen there was one of them.
I do that like a slight nod in my head as I'm, digging into the ground a little bit or whatever,
And she's actually actively cooking. She's like shredding some meat into a pan and with a sauce and turning and occasionally turning a spit of some kind of roast fowl.
And when the 1 minute passes, I quietly say, Bahamut Chi Pumaga.
If anybody turns and looks when he does that, I will respond with it's Tiamat something. I'll be like, yes, praise Tiamat.
So
if somebody was to look.
So the only people, that are close enough to really have heard are probably the halfling and the moon elf.
Yep.
And the noise coming from the other side of the fire with the conversation and the laughing and drinking over there is not overly. It is too loud. They're not going to hear it.
And let's be clear, it's quiet and more of a whisper. Jinx himself may actually not hear it. It's not meant to be a boisterous, shout out.
The woman, she goes, I am Ola. Care, please. These mercenaries may not be that attentive, but the Dragon Claw on the other side of them, he has been watching us all day. He seems preoccupied right now, and you see him on the other side. He's sitting on a stump, carving something between his knees. But she goes, but until just a few minutes, until about a half an hour ago, he was very scrutinizing us. He is not tired like the rest.
I nod as I get up. So I do that like nod, but it looks like I'm just doing it as I get up. And then I walk over here, and I'm actually gonna go ahead and try to talk to this guy right here, see if he can. You know something? I actually go over here, and I'll talk to this guy right here, and see if he can see if I can get some information from him.
Okay. Aluna, do you ask that question of
Quietly of
Camilla?
her, yes.
She goes, the large tent, and she points across the way to the very large tent in the upper left. And she goes, there are pallets where we are forced to, where they chain us and force us to sleep at night.
Good to know. Does the ones from Greenard stay in that tent too, or the other
No.
big tent?
Not in the tent, next to the tent on the outside. They have us sleep on the ground in the open.
Good to know.
So Jinx, this guy's dirty dishwater blonde hair, like hand combed and dirty, scraggly. It's obvious that he got in some kind of scuffle or fight. Has a bandage around his left arm, his below the shoulder, and is busy downing some cheap ale.
Did a farmer get you?
What? A farmer get me? No. What, you think I'm some cheap wayward sword? No. One of the I was fighting three of the guardsmen. Three well-armed guardsmen. And you hear the one of the other mercenaries, the three down, he pipes up and he goes, Gabba, what, you lying again? You didn't see a guardsman all night. Shut up. I did too. It took three of them just to give me this little scratch.
And as they're talking about that and stuff, I'll throw in the thing like, oh, and I bet you they were from Waterdeep too. Like trying to feed into the fact that I know it's a lie.
Where were you? I didn't see you all night.
They had us on hunting duty and some other stuff. We just got replaced.
You missed out on the fun then.
Yeah.
Well, there'll be plenty more from what I hear.
Which one were you at, by the way? Which one did you get to go to?
Well, I've been to the last three. Greenest last night, Snakewood, and Hearthaven.
Wish I could have been there. I heard they had they brought the dragon out.
Oh yeah. Hey, he scared him good. It's pretty powerful, great beast. Gotta love and hail to the dragons. And he holds up his hand in a forward and a claw, and he says, in her glory, yeah. And all the other guardsmen, they're like, yeah, leave that to the cultists. That's their belief. We just need to get paid.
So where are they sending you guys next? I feel like I've been let down having to do these slack jobs all the time.
We haven't been told yet. No, we've been told to be well rested and ready to move on the morrow.
Oh, they don't know where they're going at all?
I'm sure the
It's always nice to know if you're going to have to take, like, if it's going to be like, 18 hours of pure, marching, or if it's going to be like, a quick jaunt away.
It can't be anywhere close to here. There's nothing left in the area, and I doubt we're headed north to the larger cities. We're not quite ready for that. Maybe, I don't know. There's more smaller towns and villages to the west. Maybe we're headed there. That would be my guess.
Anything for some extra coin.
Yeah, I don't care where they send us, as long as they keep paying me.
I reach over into the if there's any food in the pit or whatever, and just grab a hunk of meat or whatever, and just eat it.
Yep. The dinner is still being cooked, but there is some strips of dried jerky laying on the rocks next to the pit. All right.
I listen to the stories for going forward unless somebody else has something to do.
No, I'm just kind of biding my time listening.
Smock is just trying to be there without being there.
I will roll for Alamir.
Everybody.
So Luna and Jinx, you can roll either deception or performance in your, like, whenever you're like trying to distract people or hide clear view for Smock. Actually, it really doesn't matter for Alamir.
Doesn't matter for me either.
I will always do deception, and the lowest I can get is an 18. So
Alamir is kind of stained by Smock and does a pretty decent job of blocking.
The other one is, can Alamir do some kind of illusion or something to possibly make my face or head hazy?
Unfortunately, he can, but only if you stand still.
Okay.
So when you're standing still, he can do that with his cantrip.
Can't he use it as because he's got that improved one? Can't he do like a helmet or something?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Or like a hat.
And I just got to make a point of staying still. So
yeah.
Does the cloak give you any type of advantage for using it? My cloak I gave him.
Definitely have it on and collar up, or
And then Smock, if you want to do either a stealth, performance, or deception to try to keep yourself hidden. All right. So now so fortunately your friends are helping out a lot. Go ahead and roll 2d10 for me, please. That is so the way, in case for those who haven't figured it out yet, the way the luck rolls go, 11 is the absolute average. That is the average. That's like rolling a 7 on 2d6. That is the absolute average. Nothing happens. So that's perfectly good. The lower you roll, bad things start to happen. The higher you roll, better things start to happen. All right. Yeah. So you guys sit around the fire. And after a while, as her duties allow, the moon elf Ola kind of sidles over and asks, and actually will sidle over to Luna, since Luna talked to her already, and will say, so who are you really? Why are you here?
Just some wayward adventures. I do tell her that in Druidic, though. See if she recognizes Druidic. Does she? Quietly.
No, she doesn't.
Then I repeat in common.
I see. Adventures.
The less you know, the safer it is for you. You can't be forced to tell what you don't know.
Of course.
And you can't be blamed for not telling what you do know. So we're trying to protect you.
I understand. Well, then I wish you fortune.
Is there anything we should know about this camp to be aware of? This is to avoid. Check out.
Only to beware of the acolytes and the dragon claws. And occasionally some of the leaders will check up on the various parts of the camp. In particular, there is one who is always looking to push, and will even invoke fights with the mercenaries. He is a half dragon by the name of Cyanrath. Beware him.
How well guarded are y'all at night? Do you know?
There's no one guarding us. They shackle us so we cannot run away, and we are in the middle of the camp. There's really nowhere to go. But there's no people set to watch us.
Who keeps the keys?
They are inside the main tent with the dragon claws. I imagine.
Okay.
They are the ones who bring them out in the morning and unshackle us.
Okay, thank you.
And about that time, and she's kind of muttering and out of the corner of her mouth, in between humming a little song as she cooks, so it's not obvious that she's making noise. And one of the mercenaries on the other side is like, "Is that food ready yet?" And she's like, "Oh, close. Yes, I believe so. Here." And she begins to gather it up and goes over and begins to serve each of them, and goes around and serves what she's making. And the halfling will also go around in the opposite direction and begin to give out
Hey,
some
Luna.
of his vegetables.
Hey, Luna. Ask about the cave.
Okay.
And
She comes back to serve us.
Yep, and then they come back and save you guys till last to give you some food.
When she does that, I'll ask her about the caves quietly.
That's a good question. I'm gonna make these rolls.
It was on the other map, right? Not this one.
It's correct. It's on the other. So in the backside to the east
out of game. I remember there was a decent guard force in front of the cave mouth.
Mm-hmm. 3. Okay. 15. It's not terrible. Then the question is, yeah. She's like, all I know is that the treasure is going into the cave. I've heard little about it. Yeah.
Thank you.
And the halfling Wilgen says, "Well, and I've heard nothing at all myself, but it seems awfully important."
And if I remember from earlier gameplay, the cave is not big enough to fit a dragon. The mouth of it.
Not an adult dragon. The dragon, the young dragon that attacked the keep, or smaller, like wormlings and the like. So yeah, they could fit in there. It's about a 10-foot opening. And then Ola says, we have to go, we have to go and clean now, but, and she kind of sidles up as she walks by you, Jinx, as she begins to walk away. She looks at you and past you, and she says, "In the other camp, in that direction, against the wall, are some tents that I've seen unused. I believe all of those in this area are occupied." And then she keeps walking.
I nod, but I do it as I eat.
Yep.
Keep it on a DL, so to speak.
And yep, and they go, and there's a washing station on the other side of the tent to the north that they go and begin to washing their the pans and spoons and forks and knives. And as they walk north, you notice the dragon claw now is standing and slowly and walks over and stands about right there, watching them, kind of casually, just staying inside of them, still focused on whatever he's carving.
How high is the cliff here, by the way?
How high is the cliff? So let's do we will do D8 minus 1. So 3. About 110 feet tall. Perception checks from the three of you, please. Or actually, Smock, if you're still like trying to stay back, you can still roll, but I'm going to give you a increased.
I was told not to move from my square, right? Or from my where I'm camped in order for the illusion, or did we not do the illusion?
No, so Alamir would be, yeah. So then if
Okay.
you're just staying back there, but you still like could have watched the dragonfly as he walked north. So go ahead and
Perception,
please. Okay, that works out perfect. So Luna and Alamir, from your vantage points, watching the dragon claw, you get a decent look at this. It looks like a piece of bone, ivory of some type, that is being carved, and it actually it looks like a small antler that is being carved into what looks like a long, thick neck, or like the top of like a body, and there's little markings, like this dragon claw is carving scales into the base of it, and then necks and coming out. So five necks with what is beginning to look like snake heads on the ends.
Snake heads with antlers on them?
No. It's an antler that's being carved into the shape. And
is it an animal I would recognize from seeing or heard of before?
It's, I mean, I don't think it's any it would be any too much of a mystery for you to associate that to what you've already seen and heard. It looks like he's trying to carve some token or statue of Tiamat.
Okay. I do quietly. Let's see here. I kind of bounce between Alamir and Smock and just kind of mention some of the things I've observed, including that.
Okay. So it is middle of the day. And there are some other people that you see. See a few, probably, like you see there's another, the food, the remains of the food is still sitting out. You see a couple of these other mercenaries that will come and get some food, but then they'll go back into their tents. And after a while, this group kind of breaks up, and they go off into nearby tents as well. Actually, the one, couple of them go off into this tent, and they talk about. So it's it's early. It's maybe by this time 3:30 in the afternoon, and they're exhausted and said they've eaten and they're gonna go get some sleep.
They probably got the late shift.
Well, like you know that they were all up all night.
They just got back from the raid, so they're probably resting up from the raid.
I feel like we should probably follow what Luna said. So I grab my stuff, whatever, and I start working my way back over here.
Sorry.
On the other
Alamar jumped
tent.
in the fire.
We
I
going
was-
over to the other encampment where there's empty tents.
Yeah. And such like that. If nobody's around, Alamar puts the fire out.
Yeah. And yeah, and people, yeah, and there is still the one mercenary who's staying at the fire, just kind of staring into it. So they're going to stay there.
I'd say you get over there. It's like, you all right, boy? Don't worry. Taking people's lives gets easier.
And you see his eyes are a little glazed over, still sipping on a drink, and he just looks up at you, grunts, and goes back to staring into the fire.
Okay.
So time has passed. The other side, a lot of these. So you see the other camp over here. It's looking pretty sparse.
Can we easily tell what tents may not be used?
No, it's not that easy. But that first tent that you go into there, yeah, there's nobody in there. It looks like it was used, recently. It's not like it's been abandoned. Someone had definitely been using and slept there within the last day and a half, but there's definitely no one there now.
Well, we go in there, and I will clean the tent first of all inside. I'll kind of clean up the mess,
Mm-hmm.
Twiddle my fingers and say a couple words or whatever, and clean so it's not completely nasty.
If somebody slept in here in the last night or half, do we want to quietly check some of the other tents out, see if we can find one that hasn't been used in a while, or just use this one?
I'm just going to say use this one. It's a pretty big tent, and if they come here,
We can tell them
might be useful.
Yeah, that's true. So
Yeah.
I'll hang here too.
I don't know how big these tents are, honestly, but they look like bigger tent than I'd bring camping. So
GP medium.
That tent is probably about 12 by 20 feet.
Oh,
the one that you chose.
Yeah.
So it's good. It's good size. 4 of you could fit in there without a problem.
Yep, that's Army GP medium. Sleeps 12 to 36 people.
But it looks like, there's only 4 pallets in here. So there was only 4 people that were using it at one point. Although, and actually, one of them doesn't look like it's been used. So there was only 3 people in here.
I'll go ahead and crash on the unused one completely and clean it before I lay down, because bed bugs are just bad.
Yep.
And I go to the back. I go to the back of the tent to be the one most protected if somebody does come up to the tent.
Okay. So are you all gonna go to sleep? Are you looking to take a long rest? What are you looking to do?
If there's opportunity, I'll take at least a short rest, if not long.
I will go ahead and lay down like I'm going to take a long rest. Alamar is going to attempt to just kind of zone out as he does. And bide our time. If I wake up in the middle of the night and I can't sleep anymore, well, everybody's not going to sleep because I might turn around and
Okay.
And
So
Smock summarily snores.
So
I cast silence.
yeah, it's because you were like you really didn't get you barely got 6 hours sleep the night before, and it's it's been a pretty rough, stressful day. So yeah, by about it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon, but similar to many of the rest of the camp, you find it pretty easy to nod off to sleep, and your rest is completely uninterrupted. And
do we wake up in time, or do we oversleep, or
you get a nice decent night's sleep.
Okay.
I mean, Alomir, would wake up after would come awake after 4 hours and do his usual morning thing, and
in this case, evening?
another 2 to 3 hours for the rest of you, and it's so you all you're all awake, and it's probably around 10 o'clock at night.
So we all got a long rest.
You have a long rest, yes.
Awesome.
I cannot give him a long rest.
Nope, I will take care of it. There we go. Long rest taken. All right. So, and I'm just going to, actually, I'm not even going to bother moving people around. Let me just do something here. It is nighttime.
I wake up and I spend a minute buffing myself.
Okay. Over here, I'm going to do some stuff. Let's take care of this. All right.
I had to get up and take a leak.
You know what all that clicking Tom's doing is a sign of?
Yeah. There we go.
We're
All
about
right.
to die.
You
Moving prisons.
Yep. All right. So it is dark out. It's nighttime. Roll perception checks as you get up and kind of poke your heads out of the tent.
Bahamut Chi Pumaga onto Jinx. So you can add a D4.
E4.
Probably don't need it. Actually, yeah.
I'm obviously still asleep. Haven't had my coffee yet. Ooh.
It gives me 1.
So, so Jinx, you hear faintly off in the distance the sound of draconic, and it sounds like a chant or some type of song being sung by kobolds.
Is it coming from the deep west?
Far to the northwest and northwest of you, yes.
Yep. Okay, so about where they were before.
Yes. So some group up in their camps is awake and doing singing for some reason.
Do you
Sounds
guys
like the
know?
kobold.
Did you ever find out why that Dragon Claw was so fascinated with those two commoners? Because if you think about it, why would he be that interested?
He had something for halflings.
Insert bad sick joke here. Got it.
I have no idea why. I'm assuming he was one of the actual guards, where the other guys we're talking to were just
He was assigned
mercenaries?
to watch them.
Okay.
And
He may have
he's just
took his
making sure
job.
making sure they do their job. Yeah.
Yeah, and you would notice like anytime the handful of commoners that you had seen working, they all in their vicinity had a dragon claw, keeping at least a loose eye on them.
Okay.
As we finish getting ready and doing our wonderful stuff, we are going to slowly work our way out. And I guess before we do that, so what's the game plan? I mean, here's the thing. We have a halfling tied up to a pole who may or may not still be there. He also didn't want to be freed. But we do have the fact that we know that they're going to be going to some major thing, but we don't know exactly where they're going to go do. And we have a bunch of people here that we could try to free. Now,
do we have any idea what the whole purpose of this is? Is it just to raid towns and get loot?
Not exactly. We don't know the full purpose, but I'm sure it is to extend the power and the supplies or whatever the Tiamat needs to, hello the Tiamat. Sorry, I wanted to say Ori. But right now, I'll be honest, I'm more concerned about the fact that there's these slaves up there, and I just think that we need to probably do something about them. And what are we doing here anyway? What are we going to accomplish here?
Do we try to free just a couple, or the more we free, the more likely we are to get caught? So we got to find the balance. I mean,
on that note,
I'd like to crush them all, but the odds are against us when it's 100 or so just against us 4.
On that note,
but the more slaves we free, the more that may know something.
True.
Or overheard stuff too. So
we have those cultist outfits. We can free them. We can load a few of them up and utilize that to help us get out of here in a somewhat safe manner. And
that half elf that was tied up and tortured, pretty much, we don't think there's anything to do there.
You want to stay here, though.
I wanted to free him, but he doesn't want to be freed. And I'm going to go for the people who are more likely to want to be freed, I guess.
Run away if they can, right? Yeah.
They're definitely a little too deep to have the opportunity, but I think we might be able to get them out.
Do we still have more to learn? Because as I can see, you're pretty good at handling people. Is this something maybe you can gather some more intel using your wily ways? Sing a song. You're the piano man.
Well, if there's anybody awake at this point,
we could have Alamar put one of us invisible and see if we can get closer, scout the caves. But if there's somebody of acolyte that can see through invisibility,
Alamar nods, but lets you know it only lasts an hour.
Good. That's a good long while if you're invisible, though. Who's the quietest? Certainly not me with my metal mail.
Well, in a loud enough camper area, I don't know that I'm not so much worried about the noise, but
So, as we look outside, do we see anybody wandering around, or how many folks? If we kind of peek around the tent and just kind of glance around look, is there any activity, or is everybody still asleep? I would assume if a bunch of them went to sleep, there might be some milling about now, but just wondering.
You do not see anyone.
Okay.
It seems like everyone has gone to bed. The camp is extremely quiet, other than the the singing and chanting from the kobolds. You don't hear anything.
I like the idea of whoever can move relatively quietly and invisible. I think you got a good chance to gather intel.
That comes down to one of two of us, so Jinx or me. Or Alamir.
Whichever one can be the most quiet. I mean, I can make noise in a different spot and to give you cover, but they'll probably all attack me at that point.
I kind of shake my head, going like, well, I'm not the quietest person in the world. But we both simultaneously look at Luna, knowing Luna has shape changed into a jackal before, knowing that he is a druidic of nature. If anybody would be able to be quiet and be able to sneak around this, camp, it would be somebody who could reform into something a little closer to, just
How about
whatever.
an invisible owl? Can you be something?
I mean, he could turn something.
Flies?
I
He
can't
could turn
fly
something to a
yet.
scorpion if he wants to.
Yeah, I can't fly yet.
Iguana?
Iguana, yeah, he could turn
But
himself into an iguana. I mean,
I'd say let's kind of walk around this camp to see what we see as we're walking over that way, but still staying in cover of the tents.
okay, so I'm assuming
You
you're
wanna do
in
that?
west. Well, I go over here, and Alamar follows, and I'm if that's what we're gonna do, that's fine. I'm gonna go over there and I just take a leak, and that way, if anybody sees me, they'll know what I'm doing, and they won't question it.
Okay.
And then I don't see anybody, so we're just gonna keep walking, unless somebody wants to become invisible, but nobody wants to actually take the bait.
Let's get closer to our target of interest, the caves, to see how well guarded they are. I don't want to
Okay.
waste the invisibility if it's well guarded.
You want to go to the
Don't think
caves?
we'll get by.
That's north.
Do we want to check those out?
If you want to, we can. That's north. So,
By the way, is there anybody that can pick locks?
nope. I
can't
mean,
either.
if you give me lock picks, I can pick locks, but it's
don't
just a
have
straight roll.
I don't have any.
Yeah.
So I'm a little unclear. Am I supposed to go with you guys, or are you going silently together? Because I will not be silent. I mean, I'll try, but pretty sure it won't happen.
I'm fine with us all going together. That doesn't bother me either way.
Okay.
If Luna wants to go to those caves, then we got to head north.
Yeah.
Luna, are you good with that? I'm
Yep,
clomping
we just
around.
moving
Okay.
quietly, casually, like we belong here.
Yep. Which we do. It's
Yeah.
our camp, so
Okay. So go ahead and yeah, let's put you all stop together at some point.
Keep moving. Keep moving.
Okay. Now,
Aggravate the DM.
No.
Whoops.
Pretty soon he'll be like, "I'll teach you."
Well, then he does like double paste, and then we end up being doubled up. Your image.
Multiple
Okay.
personalities.
Assume fireball formation. Oh, all right.
Oh, see, everybody's awake up here still.
So actually, I guess you guys were already still over here, but yes, you are. You should all be way over to the right side. So actually, you wouldn't be getting up there, but so what you see when you get to the center here, as you approach it, Leosin is still tied up. And you still see the same veterans and the drakes, and you still see the same full number of guards. You can tell that they've changed. There's different ones in all these positions now for the night shift, but they're all still there, guarding the main tent and guarding the entrance to the cave.
These guard
I mean-
drakes, do we know anything about them? Would I know, like, if they had
Yeah,
any
you had-
abilities to see invisibility, stuff like that?
Oh, you had actually, you knew about them, how they were created and stuff from before. So, I will say that you do know enough about them. So the question
We know
is,
they have dark vision, and
they do definitely have dark vision, but beyond that, they, I mean, they're not overly, their senses are not overly sharp.
they're not the
good,
brightest.
but not incredible.
Yeah.
They are slightly more intelligent than your basic animals.
Okay.
So
And
they
can understand Draconic, but they can't speak.
Yes, that is exactly. They do in fact understand Draconic. You can speak to them in Draconic and give orders. They understand it without a problem.
They're like your loyal Labrador with a little bit more sense.
More intelligent. So they're about as intelligent as a 4-year-old child, which is about as intelligent as like
Spot.
an African gray bird, which is a pretty intelligent
Did you
creature.
just say Spot? You did just say Spot.
Did I say that? I meant Jinx. I'm sorry. What are friends for? Yeah, Jinxes.
We cast maybe a we is both Alamar and I myself cast something on Luna. One's gonna be Firebolt and the other one will be
As we look over, the cave looks to be pretty well guarded.
Yep.
Yeah.
By at least 4 veterans.
And keep in
We
mind,
can
like
sneak in.
you know from the experiences you had in the ambush that they're very formidable foes.
Yeah.
What are they wearing and what are they carrying? I mean, in general, trying to get an idea of their, armor and such.
Yep, they're dressed similar to the assault leader in the hills. So they have splint mail, and they're carrying long swords, short swords, heavy crossbows.
Oh, okay.
So we may not be able to get past them. Do we want to slip up and try to Let's see, where's the guy staked out at? I'm sorry, I'm scrolling around.
Yep, on the left side, you still have Leosin over there.
Okay.
Now, keep in mind, it's middle of the night, and I'm assuming you're not on this map. You're keeping you're probably just outside
Just
the
off.
edge of the camp to the south where you slept, and you're looking out and seeing this and seeing all this setup. But if there is Leosin, you're not going to be able to get to the monk without being seen. It's just wide open space, nothing to block line of sight at all.
Even with invisibility?
You would have to be invisible, yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna pose the guys. I don't think the cave is an option. We got a couple of things we can do here. Go ahead. What are you thinking?
I was gonna say you could probably get into the cave all by yourself. Just turn into a spider or something.
Mm-hmm.
Then I go a lot slower.
Well,
Rabbit?
You'd be surprised.
I've seen spiders
spider.
fly.
It's true.
We're not talking about a giant spider. We're talking about a spider.
Let me
Right.
look here.
A slug?
Oh, and if we do
remember
spider, we could use a sling or something, and we could fire you over there to help you get the extra distance quicker.
I got a heavy crossbow.
Yep. Of course, that'd be a little. That would be like with like crossbow bolts flying.
Sticking the landing would hurt.
So a spider has a 20 can move 20 feet in a round. Base speed of 20 feet. So it's really fast.
That's probably the quickest one at.
And it can climb at the same speed. So it can go down passageways on walls.
Can we go around, go on top, and then you drop down from the top like a spider would? Itsy bitsy spider.
Yeah. You could go around the outside,
Right.
You could go from the top around
try
into
that.
the cave.
Could fling you in there. Dropping is easy. Gravity's your friend.
I mean,
Again, the landing's the problem.
Well, he can web himself.
True.
I mean, spiders can fall from a ceiling. They don't take damage when they hit the ground.
Yeah. Let's see here.
Just like a dozen cats.
Yeah. Except for the cats that eat the spiders.
Why is this filter not working?
It should definitely be in the
rat.
list.
Giant rat has 30 feet, but how big is a giant? Yeah.
But that's a really pretty big creature and doesn't have. You figure a spider is +4 to their stealth.
Ooh.
That's nice.
And has dark vision.
Actually, that's really nice.
Yep, we're gonna try that, and I can stay in that form for what, an hour?
Yep.
I
And
think.
has spider climb so that you can even walk on ceilings.
Okay, I'm gonna change into a spider. How close can I get?
So what's the plan? How are you doing this? Where are you going? So you have here, let's just pull this up to get a better sense of what we're looking at here. So let's look at the entire camp. And then we're talking about, right, this spot down here.
Yep. Where's the closest we can get to it without being noticed before I change?
Yeah, you can either be right. So I'm going to blow this up here so we can look at it. So 2 things. You could either, like Smock said, you could drop down from up above, or like you're looking at right. Yep, you can
Is dropping
around
down
the
from
corner
above
there.
quicker? Can
From
we
what
get
you
down?
see, it's probably going to be 6 of one, half dozen of the other. Now, here's the thing. From what you see, it is so, starting from around the corner, you're going to have to, go around. You could probably climb up onto the wall and around and get inside the cave without going anywhere near the guards. Highly unlikely. Like, the guards are not looking for spiders, and you're not likely to make enough noise for them to notice you as long as you're at least, 10 plus feet away. You can definitely do that. There is a very tiny chance you'll be seen, and then it's a matter of how are they going to react to seeing a spider on the wall in the dark.
Is it a belt and suspender thing, guys? Do we want to consider invisibility on top of spider, or is it more freaky if they hear a spider and they see nothing?
Well, the odds of them hearing a spider.
Slim to none.
I've never heard a spider in my entire
No.
life. We're not talking about spiders in the middle of an Iraqi desert.
No.
We're talking about a spider.
Well, but if you have invisibility, that's your belt and suspenders, right? As long as you don't attack.
Yeah. I mean, Alamar is up to it either way. Alamar nods and goes, "If that's what you need to do. If that's what you need to get it done, I'll do it."
Okay.
This Alamar today is so much more agreeable.
Well, I just want to find my lost dad. I lost him again. I thought I put him in my pocket, but I lost him again.
So, Luna, what do you think? Do you think you need to be invisible as well, or are you comfortable just going in as a spider?
Do we want to waste invisibility though? Because that's a one-shot thing per night, right?
It's level 2 spell slot of the character, so it's a pretty good resource.
I guess the question would be, how valuable do you feel the information would be knowing what's in the cave?
If there's actual military intel, or I'm saying where they're gonna have, or there's plans to look at or something like that, so you can kind of see from a distance what their next target is, very valuable.
Yeah.
We don't know that information.
Right.
We don't know what we don't know, I guess.
It's got to be a high value thing, though. Look at the guards they have posted there.
Right? Or it is literally just a latrine.
You would never guard a latrine like that. Come on.
I mean, you never know.
If a duck is crapping gold, you would.
True.
Now, as I'm looking through my wild shapes, I can't find plain spider. I'm given giant spider, ice spider, super spider king.
It's just like the house mouse or whatever I did one time in a previous game. I don't think there actually is a normal mouse because they don't use it for anything. It's not an actual
It's not common. So
yeah, it's not considered something you're going to experience to kill.
I'm gonna do is
it's on D&D Beyond.
okay.
Tiny
It's
bees
just
unaligned.
Like a regular spider.
Yeah, that's where I'm getting my stats. It's on D&D Beyond.
What's the challenge?
0.
Yeah. It doesn't really have much to it.
Yeah.
And size?
Spider.
It's tiny.
There it is.
We'll go for it.
Okay.
It's worth 10 XP experience points.
Yeah. Okay.
Shape and
So right now you're all like, you've been scouting this out. Let's say just north of the camp from the that group of kind of bushes and trees. So Luna, and you're going over to over here, right?
yeah, as close as I can get.
Okay.
I could just imagine changing into a pig and running through the camp.
And is Alamir casting invisibility or not? We're just doing spider.
How
Elmer
many?
says it's up to you. Otherwise, if he needed distraction, he could probably after seeing the people who were okay, after seeing the halfling monk tied up to the post, he's pretty sure he could duplicate the image of the halfling monk strolling by and running through. Otherwise, if you need a distraction,
We're going to go with that plan. Save it as a distraction, because the other thing I worry about is if we have somebody that can see it through invisibility, and then would that bring their focus on me? Why is this spider invisible?
that's the reason why I
So
don't like
try
the
and
idea
look
of visible.
natural. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Leosin is human, not halfling.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
totally misremembering, but
Yeah. So I'll change spider, and then I'll make it over to here as quick as I
Alamar,
can.
Alamar was going to completely mess up that illusion.
yeah. Half elf. Sorry, half elf.
You can always make a wild pig or something running through camp. That'll get their attention.
Okay.
Or
Some
kobold.
oddball.
And where is Jinx, Alamir, and Smock going to be while the scouting is being done?
I mean, we don't have to be anywhere near. We can
Blend
kind of
back in.
just move on.
Y'all are gonna let me know where y'all are gonna be so we can meet back up at some point.
Yeah, I mean, we're figuring he's only got about an hour to spend to do this whole thing about Bob. It won't take him that long to get in there and see what's going to go on. So,
Yep, or two at most.
yeah. So we're gonna we could go over here, whatever, and we could go by the tent, or we could
Go over, hang out by the fireplace like you're cold.
yeah. I mean,
This way you can see what's going on around. If you see a lot of guards running for the cave, you know things went south.
Okay, so where are you going to be? Ping it for me.
Yep, sounds right. Good.
Got it. Okay. Very good. I just double checking. Yep, 1 hour. Okay, so yes, so you could do 2 max. Got it. All right. So Luna, you are sneaking up to your point. Go ahead and just roll a stealth check for me, please.
Okay, normal stealth.
Yes, please.
Okay.
If I were to give him guidance, would he get to the cave entrance in 1 minute or less, or not?
No, but that could help him with his stealth, getting up there.
That's why I'm yeah.
Yep. So go ahead and add a d4 to that.
Okay.
All right, 19. That is really good. I'm just going to a general roll here. All right, you make it up there without a problem. So you are just around the corner, against the rocks, around the corner from the entrance to the cave. And if we look here, so 60 feet like that. So that is you're approximately 80, let's say 80 feet from the cave. You're going to have 80 feet to travel.
So 4 turns to get there.
Technically you could get there in 2, but you actually, if you want to be stealthy, you can only move half speed. So that would take you 8 turns. But that's still less than a minute and a half to make it to the cave and into it, being stealthy.
Yeah. I mean, 8 turns is
We're gonna do stealthy.
He turns in what, 48 seconds?
Yeah, 6 times. Yeah, actually, yeah, less than a minute. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's nothing.
Math for the win. Woo!
So let's go back to the center here. All right. Oh. Okay. I don't know why it starts so huge. There we go. All right. So, so Luna, you go up to go ahead and make a stealth roll. Just roll a d20, and we're going to add 4 to it. That's your stealth.
Okay.
Add a d4, or add 4. I'm sorry, we add 4. So it's 12. So that is good. So that definitely, I mean, unless, why did it do that? Unless this is not normal stealth. So yeah, so you do not make any discernible noise that draws attention, and you make it into the cave.
Do you want to just use my normal token, or you want to bring a spider token up?
We're gonna bring a spider token up. We're gonna have to go into a new map. So Smock and Jinx, if you want to, I mean, you can see.
Warp.
Yeah, if you want to. Actually, I have a test lighting token here still. So let's go ahead and grab here. Spider. Hello, spider, regular spider. Here is a regular spider. Come on, show up.
And I see nothing.
There it is. Okay. And here's a spider. This is going to be Luna. Luna.
Does anybody have anything on screen?
I do now.
Okay.
And let me just real quickly, I'm pretty sure. How come?
I can select it. I can move it.
Okay. And it has dark vision 60 feet.
Okay.
So go ahead and so you're moving stealthy?
Yes, so it's 10 foot then, right?
Okay. And actually maybe it might be easiest. No, let's do it this way. So go ahead and just move 20 feet at a time.
How high is the ceiling?
The ceiling is is around 20 feet, 15 to 20 feet.
Okay.
He's afraid of heights.
I don't know. It's been this is actually, yeah. This is actually We're jumping into chapter 3 here, so I need to
take your time.
Ceilings 15 feet high. See, I remembered it. Awesome. There we go.
Okay. So I'm debating whether I want to go up on a ceiling and go in that way, but I'm okay this way for right now.
You easily can, and you're less likely to be seen or bothered if you're on the ceiling.
As long as there's not a cat sitting underneath you, looking up at the ceiling, just go.
So since I got there and I see this guy, I'm gonna use my next movement to go around and work my way up to the ceiling to where I'm about there.
Yep.
And then I'll just use the floor to show where I'm at on the ceiling.
and you continue forward, and you notice around this stalagmite sticking up out of the ground is another dragon claw.
So they got a lot of guards. So there's 4 outside, 2 inside so far.
Yep. And you continue on down. Go ahead and just move on down here.
Okay.
So you head on down and you notice, so the area that you're in, the ceiling quickly lowers to a height of 15 feet after you go through the entrance. And then you reach down here, and you will notice that there's stairs heading down further into a lower section of cavern. And in there, from the ceiling, you easily see into that section, and you see a bunch of different colored fungi, greens and browns and brightly glowing patches of like violets and orange and yellow.
What makes them so fun?
It's like a whole garden of fungus. And over here, since you're on the ceiling, and with your vision, you notice. Actually, I just want to see something. Can you see in there that easily? Object tokens. I think, what is it? Control E? No, that's not it.
Now,
Okay.
where did I notice the fungi? Is it over here or
No.
over there?
It's over here.
Okay.
That whole cavern area is covered in. It's like a fungus garden with little paths that go through, like 3 paths that go through it, middle, left, and right. But hold on one sec.
Okay. Would I have any idea of what the fungus might be grown for, or recognize it or anything?
Make a nature check.
Okay.
Most often, fungus grown in caves like this would be for purposes of food.
Okay, so it's cultured for something that eats fungus.
Anyone can eat fungus. It could be a source of food for any living creature, or most.
Okay. I'll be doing my best to keep a detailed memory of what I see, how far in, distance, times, and all that.
What it is. Yep.
And I'll be conveying that to everybody outside the.
I just want to see something. I just want to see something here. No. Oh wait. How come? No wonder you didn't think anything of that.
I see nothing now.
Yeah, that's because I accidentally deleted you. How's that? So, okay, that was my bad. One sec. No wonder you just went right past.
Do I need to go back?
Nope. You're just right there. Hold on one sec. Because you're on the ceiling, you know that you can see there's on the ground is like the rock kind of comes up as part of like a short little wall, and it's
there.
like no down here.
Okay.
And what you see, I don't know why this is the way it is, but I will work on clearing this.
Is it something I go over and take a better look at?
It doesn't work this way. It goes like this, isn't it? Am I having that same issue now? Interesting. Okay, let me try something else here. There we go. I want this. Can I do this? I don't remember how this was done, but I'm pretty sure. Why are you not seeing that? Why am I not able to clear it? Ah, there's something there. That's why. I need to be able to clear that wall.
We're just gonna say Smock broke it.
No, I know what the issue is, and I don't remember. I have to go to I have to go to here. Here we go. And there is. And I can't actually click on that, can I? Why can't I click on that? There we go. There's a light wall here. I'm going to delete it. There we go.
Okay.
You notice that there was a cleverly concealed passage. Showing hidden by the rock formations.
Okay, so since I really don't see anything to the northeast, I think I see something down this way. I'm gonna go over and investigate just out of curiosity. Now, does it go all the way up to the top, or is there a space where I can come through from the ceiling side into this area here to investigate it more?
No, there is no, you can go anywhere down there on the ceiling.
Okay, so I'm definitely going to stealthily as possible, quietly as possible.
Yep. So as you, so these passages, as you head down here, you hear commotion. So it's at actually this time at night. You wouldn't have all these people in here. What you would have is you would actually have you hear snoring up to the right. So to your right, you hear snoring. Probably from, and there is, and you look up there and you see cots laid out with cultists lying in them.
Okay with me moving forward like that?
No, that's fine. Go ahead and you can move. Yeah, you can move wherever you want. So, and you basically that's just a guard room, and there are various the cultists are just all in, lying on various cots.
So make Mel note, guard room, probably around 9 guards in there right now sleeping.
Yep.
And then I'm gonna come down here slowly.
And yep, and down there are two, off in the corners, like here, or they're kind of going to be spread out a little bit. To your left, there are three, and they look like the mercenaries that were outside, but they actually are wearing insignia, the little symbols of Tiamat on their breasts.
So
and
they are trusted guards.
Yep, and they are awake. There are two dragon claws with little sleeping areas down here, and they are both sleeping. And there is this passageway beyond these three awake guards.
Okay. Well, since I see there's none over here, does it look like there's more beds or pallets for dragon claws, or just enough for those two?
There are actually 4 pallets down in that area, and they're not just pallets like the cultists. They had other room. It was just basically pallets and little maybe a couple of tables in the middle. In here, each of the dragon claws have like little mini bedroom setups with side tables and a chest and stuff like that for the clothing and armor and stuff.
Okay. So I'm gonna keep.
So if you're going past these guards, I'd like you to make a stealth check, please.
Okay. I'm trying to do a couple of things at once. So
Just a D20.
and there we go.
Okay, so 16. Yep. So pretty. And actually, I'm going to do it this way. So 2, yeah. Now they completely have no reaction to you at all. They're not whispering to each other. They're kind of just standing on guard, which seems kind of weird, given the fact that you know that there's guards on the outside of the entrance to here. So why would these 3 guards be guarding whatever is in here?
More guards.
Yep. And as you come into this room, you see get down here. Okay. A simple but comfortable chamber with a writing desk and a stool, several tables with books and papers, a mirror on a floor stand, and some oil lamps that are not currently lit. And you see that woman, the wearer of purple, and she's actually lying in a bed in the far corner. Actually, she
seemed to be asleep.
Area up here. Yeah, you see her up there.
Okay.
So make let's see. So what would you like to do? So there's like I said, there's several tables, there's books, there's thick rugs completely cover the floor. And you see over here, right here, that is an open kind of area of the floor that seems to slope downward and towards the east.
Okay, so floor just slopes. Does it look like it go on down, or? Because I see a wall here.
Correct. So, but it just goes down somewhere.
Huh, okay. Do I see maps or anything in here?
So make a perception check.
Okay. So I'm just thinking if they're planning out.
Okay.
Attacks and stuff.
You see, spread on one of the tables is a map, and the table is actually like over in this corner over here. And as you look at it, so you're looking down at the table, you're about 10 feet above it. It looks like it's a simple map of the local area, showing green fields, and you notice some markings on it. And actually, with that perception, yeah, you can see it clearly enough from where you're at, even in the dark. You notice an arrow sketched from Greenfields towards the west, and the town of Baragost on the Tradeway, where the arrow then turns north. There's a separate sheet of paper covered with numbers and columns that you can't quite read from where you're at.
Okay. I'm writing this down right now. Quickest way down to... Actually, as a spider, can I attach a web to the ceiling and drop down to onto the table?
Yep, absolutely.
I'm going to do that. This way I still have multiple escape routes, including up.
So the numbers, they look like they're just like numbers being added up to totals. And it's written in with a monetary notation, so it looks like they're dollar amounts or gold amounts. And on the note, you kind of walk your way along the note, and noting the ink patterns, and begin to put together the words written in common. Actually, they'd be written in Draconic, which you speak.
Yes.
So, and it says, everything must be freighted north to Niratar. Resmir allowed us to keep some pearls, a ring, and a handful of small stones. And that's all it says.
And then looking at the map, it looks like they're going from Greenard to... I can't pronounce it.
Actually, that's how it's spelled.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh.
And on the map, it just shows an arrow going towards the coast from Greenfields, and then heading north up the Tradeway.
Okay. And would I happen to know this town, Neotar, any? Or would I ever heard of it?
Roll a history check.
I'm dumb as a spider. Okay. So I didn't get that wording written down, but I'll ask you to repeat it here in a second. So input or somebody taking notes.
I'm not there.
Okay.
I'm only getting what you tell me.
I'm gonna be repeating all this. So what it said was Neotar. What did that say again, Tom?
It said, everything must be freighted north to Niratar. Resmir allowed us to keep some pearls, a ring, and a handful of small stones. So from that, it sounds like there is somebody in this camp that is ranked higher than this wearer of purple.
Okay. So I don't notice anything else in here. Anything else I would draw my attention besides this area down here that's sloping down?
Correct. That's the only other way out.
I'm gonna go check. I'm gonna go off the table down on the floor and quietly. You say there's rugs, so I'm gonna go over and check this area out. Does it go down?
Yep. So you go down, and you are down in another passageway. Okay. And you are now here we go. It is a is a huge cave. And you see inside, spread out on pedestals throughout the cave and against the walls, many I was just looking. Where did that go? Sorry, I missed I lost my place here.
You want me to hold up or move forward slowly?
You can move forward. You can go ahead. So the floor and 3 of the walls are smooth, and stalactites and stalagmites have been polished into gleaming columns. Every surface glistens with moisture, and the air is warm and humid. The flat walls of the chamber are decorated with shallow, abstract carvings of dragons. Dragons' tails coil into intricate patterns and knots that flow across the walls. There is a creature portrayed in the northwest corner that is a 5-headed dragon, an image of Tiamat, rising from an erupting volcano. Other dragons, which seem dwarfed by the 5-headed monstrosity, flock to its side. There's a small wooden chest with a silver and mother of pearl inlays sitting on the floor in the corner in front of the dragon carving. I saw, where was it? I was reading this other stuff. Oh, there we go. All right.
While you're reading through, I'm going to make my way back up on the ceiling.
Yep.
So I don't get stepped on.
And as you hear very loud snoring, and sitting on this huge pallet, actually it's a bed, a full bed down in this corner, is a half ogre. And there are two humans lying in beds up on this to your left.
Have we seen ogres with this group before? Or is this something new?
No,
Actually, we have something
you
new.
have not. No, this is brand new. This is the first you've seen. And like I said, it's not a full. It's a half ogre, not a full ogre. So this is an ogre human hybrid, or humanoid hybrid.
Okay. So, actually, there we go. And I'm actually doing something here, so it'll make sense in a little bit. Okay.
So what else are you doing as you walk around this room?
Do I see anything else? This just looks like more of a brute area, and I'm guessing the berserkers are there.
Well, it seems so. The way that you have all of this iconography in here, and the drawings and embossed carvings of dragons on the walls, like this is like a shrine.
Okay. So let me add this to my notes. Sorry, I'm making.
No. So are you spending
pictorial
some
notes.
time and just kind of looking at things in here?
I'm trying to, yes, I'm being cognizant of my time, but yeah, I'm also trying to make sense of what I'm seeing.
Okay. Go ahead and actually, most people would probably have to spend a decent amount of time in here, but you have special training. Go ahead and make a dragon's roll.
Okay.
I mean, you definitely identify the five-headed dragon as Tiamat. That's pretty obvious. The only other thing you really get from this is you notice that there is an inordinate number of black dragons represented throughout the room. A far greater number of black dragons than any other chromatic color.
And 5 black dragons.
Just, yeah, large number of them. In fact, almost half of all the dragons in here appear to be black dragons.
Half are black dragons. Okay. And use that mark. There we go.
Yep. And then out of here, there are stairs going down to the west and stairs going up.
How am I doing on time?
Nope. Go ahead, Jinx. What do you think on time?
I was gonna say he's got plenty. I mean, he's not been there for what, maybe 10 minutes or something like that.
He's probably paused and look around a little bit, so maybe it's probably been 15. But also remember, if you absolutely need to, you have a whole other hour with your second wild shape.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, you're fine.
So I'm going to go check this area out down here.
Yep. So, as you read, this chamber has a staircase, opens up in the bottom section. And you hear some breathing. Not exactly snoring, but some definite more bestial sounds coming from that area down there.
Does it sound like a dragon or anything I've ever heard?
It sounds like lizard-like creatures. So when you look down there, you see 2 guard drakes lying next to these stalagmites, sleeping.
Are these eggs I see?
Yes. And beyond, on the other side of the room, you see 3 dragon eggs. Let's see. Each egg is nearly 3 feet tall. And this whole area has become even more warm and humid. There's there's condensation dripping off the ceiling and down the sides of the walls. Go ahead and make a perception check.
Notes while I'm doing that.
Yep,
Okay,
no problem.
so perception. Y'all are gonna laugh when you see how I'm taking notes.
Oh, good perception though.
Yeah. Because even a spider doesn't necessarily it doesn't have the same type of color vision as a humanoid would, as you would in your human Asimir form, but which gives you the ability to discern what you believe to be the color of these eggs, and you believe that all 3 of them are black dragon eggs.
Okay. Which would make sense if they got mostly black dragons and this is just off the shrine.
Yep.
So I'm being careful. Funny.
So
Working my way over here.
Yep, you continue to the other area, and you are. There are 3 kobolds in this depression. One of them is awake, while the other 3 sleep.
I'm guessing the kobolds are for backup.
Because so you could see that. So they're down in this little hole here. Anyone who entered the room on this upper level, before they could walk down the wooden steps in the middle, the kobolds would have the chance to ambush them.
Oh.
So I'm going to just, so like from here, the only way out is back where, so you can travel like to, if you don't mind, I'm just going to move you.
Go ahead.
This is the only other way that you could go. And from here, actually, these are also steps down, actually. And they go all the way over to here where the steps go back up and into this large cavern area.
Okay.
I got to go backwards here. Let's see.
Did I go the wrong way, turn you around?
No. It's just that because you were on the ceiling, you saw that very well hidden passageway that took you
Different route.
The different route, yes. So you come into this area, and there is a large cavern that overlay where there are a huge number of kobolds sleeping in cots. It's a barracks for the kobolds. And there are about a dozen in there. And then the steps continue to go up to the north. And actually, let's just do this since like this.
I need to redo my notes. Okay. You do that. And
actually, let's not do that.
Place, yes, there we go. Everything added you want added?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead, and so you can move up to the north if you want. And
is this just a room?
That was what I just, where that's just kobolds sleeping in cots. That's just a guard room for the kobolds.
Yep.
And you do notice that about that 6 of these 12 kobolds are black, have black scales.
Black with white or black scales?
Yeah.
Okay.
With so the other 6 are like 2 reds and 2 greens and a white, and what color am I missing? Red, black, green, blue, and a blue.
2
I'm gonna
green,
look.
1
Yeah.
blue, and 6 blacks.
Yep.
And so, how many whites? 1 white?
And just 1 white, yeah. I mean, it doesn't, just the total number, but it just, the idea, this kind of further represents that propensity for black dragons over other colors.
Yep. That's
And then,
interesting.
and then when, as you head along the ceiling up here, you come into another large cavern where along the top, so there are 3. There's a winged kobold, and it's sleeping, and to the left and right of it are these 2 other kobolds, and they're all asleep. And then in the center of this great pit, you see 3 guard drakes, and they're all sleeping. And actually, they'd all be sleeping together in the middle.
Okay, see.
Um,
We moved them.
but these 3 drakes that are down here are smaller than the ones that you saw outside by the large tent.
So this is like a baby drake nursery or
Yep.
something.
Yes. So it looks like, and you see various things in this pit, like there are, whips and collars and different kind of like tracks, pattern tracks in the floor. It looks like a training area for the drakes.
Okay. And one of the kobolds were winged, right?
Yes. And there's 1 winged kobold. It is black.
All makes sense here in a little bit what I'm doing. Y'all probably either love or hate the ingenuity when you see it. All right, so there I can select myself. So I see something down here to the right, and it looks like it goes back up that way too.
Yep.
So
Make a perception check.
okay.
Okay. You notice I need to just hanging from the ceiling, just inside, you see 2 sturges, these bat-like creatures hanging from the ceiling. And there's a primal fear that kind of shudders through your little spider body when you see them.
Okay. Okay, so we're not going to go any further that way.
And that is the only way further, like that's the only area you haven't been to.
And I'm not going to go that way, but let me grab this.
So if you don't go, without going through there, you're basically going all the way back the way you came to the start.
Okay. East.
Which we can just do narratively. Because forward is really dangerous for you as a spider.
I'm not going that way.
So this would be the point where you would turn around and go out of the caves, unless you're looking to do something else in one of the rooms that you.
Is there anything up this way?
Nope. There's more of the
Okay.
training area.
Okay. That's kind of like the nursery. Okay, so I'll go back up. If I remember correctly, that room's a dead end, so I'm going to go up this way.
Yep.
And I'm going to basically head back to where I saw that hidden wall.
Right.
I'll be
So
looking
you
to see if
go-
I've missed anything as I go
Nope.
back up.
Nope. Everything, as you go back up, you're back into Mondath's chamber, and back up here, back up through the wall. And you can see very clearly that, on the other side of the fungus room is the entrance to the cavern where the sturges were.
Okay, so I can see the sturgeons from there.
Well, as you look from there, you can actually see a couple more. So that there's definitely more than just a few sturges hanging on the ceiling in that room.
Basically, most people would have to fight their way through the sturgeons and everything else and then come around.
Yep.
So what I'm going to do here is, how close do I think I can get without getting too fearful? That's probably about it. Or
You don't know, because you know that there is no way you're going to outfly or maneuver as a spider the sturges.
yeah. And that's about good enough. Let me do one last.
And if you were to lose your form in here, you're not
Screwed.
you're not making it out past 6 dragon claws.
Yeah.
You can try though.
So are you done? Are you leaving?
Second here. Load of. Do the. Okay. And yes, I think that's all I can do. So I'm making my way back out.
Okay. I'm just going to
Before you do that, let me. I'm doing mental maps.
Yep. And I'm just going to kind of set you back out there.
Okay. So 1 second here.
Yep.
Went there for one thing.
So then, Jinx, anything special you're doing while you and Smock and Alamir wait?
Well, since we're back in camp, if there is a few outfits or whatever laying about, like people's boots, whatever they happen to be laying outside the tents to keep, to dry or whatever they got going on, we're going to, I'll try to sleight of hand, kind of take them as we go, just in case we need them to throw over the people to get them out of the build out of the area.
Sure. So make a stealth roll with advantage.
Stealth. This is going to be phenomenal.
Oh, we lost Smock.
Stealth roll with advantage.
Luna, are you done with the map?
Yes.
Okay.
Apparently, I don't have it set up to do stealth, so there it is.
All right.
12.
Got it. So very good. I'm just going to put you guys back here. Yep, you're able to gather whatever it is that you wanted. You find.
Oh, cool. I got myself a Holy Defender. And I mean, you said whatever. I'm like,
Why not?
throw some extra stuff in there.
Smock, is it your birthday yet? Smock, is there anything special you would have been doing while Luna was off scouting?
Nope. Just
He's praising
hanging
Tiamat.
Okay.
Yeah. No.
So after about pretty close, probably about an hour, Luna returns. Like this would have taken at least, you didn't go all the way through. You had to turn around. So it probably was about, it was 10, 15, 20, 25 hours. Yeah, it was a good 50 minutes to go in and all the searching that you did and to get out. No, getting out would have been quicker. So we'll say by the time you get back to where you started, it would have been about 45 minutes.
Okay.
I just need one more actually stealth roll, please.
Watch me trip over one of my legs.
That's really good. That's a 17 disadvantage. Whoops, wrong die. Hold on. There we go.
Whoa.
So yeah, 7. So no problem whatsoever. You did all that scouting and had no issues whatsoever.
So I do have a question for later on. How can I upload my maps I made of the area with the notes?
You can send them to me, and I'll make them into a
You'll love
handout.
them. I'm not saying I did screenshots or anything while I was in there with notes.
Yep, just email it to me, and I'll have it ready for next week.
The other option is, if you want, just take a picture and send it to the text thread.
Mm-hmm. But I would definitely like to have it emailed so I could turn it into something that we can show everyone.
And you'll probably see misspellings of cobalts and stuff like that.
It's all
Yeah,
hey,
fine.
perfect.
Good Druid, bad English. That's okay.
These are the best notes I've ever taken. They're all picture format. That's why I was like, hold it.
All right, so you, Luna comes back. What do you say?
I change back and I tell them we found out quite a bit in there. There's no bay around us, it appears. I basically let them know that sounds like most everything they're getting, they're having to transfer from Greenford over to the town starts with a B and then go north from there, and it's winding up at Naeryf OV. And so they're having to freight everything that way. Whoever's the boss over, what's her name, which I can look her name up in a second. There is somebody over this person here, and they're only letting her keep in a few trinkets of coin and gems and stuff. They're letting them keep very little bit. So, and there are a buttload symbols of black dragons in there, and they got 3 black dragon eggs. And yeah, they're heavy on black dragons more than anything else. And then I'll fill you in later with all the maps and stuff I may give you.
So where are they going and why again?
It sounds like everything that they raid, they're pushing to somewhere up their chain of command above the leader here. So there's a boss above her.
Okay.
Where the purples, there's a boss above them. Is that making sense?
Everybody answers to somebody.
Yep. You said they were going north, though?
Well, I name off the first town to the east and then go north. And I haven't really heard of that town.
About
not for dusk.
Baragost was the name of the, like, toward the west in the town of Baragost, on the tradeway, and north. And Baragost, let's actually here.
That's west, isn't it?
This is. Let's take a
That
look.
makes-
If
Let's
I
take a look.
let me make sure I have it correct in my head. So Barragost is down here by Candlekeep.
Yeah.
And from there, you go north up the Tradeway. It goes all the way up through Waterdeep.
He's saying that it was going to these targets or whatever stuff he's going to supplies, whatever was going to Candlekeep then, right? He was,
Going to the town to Barragost, like over to Barragost, and then up the Tradeway, and to a place called Naratar. So actually,
be a base.
Everyone, so Luna has already tried this. Everyone else can make including Alamir, can make a history check for the name Naratar. It's very difficult, but you never know.
Alamar feels like he may have heard of it before. I have no clue. I'm like, who would name a town that? Alamar's like, well, I read it in a book somewhere.
So, Alamir has heard the name, but there is no city or town called Naratar. There is an observatory that exists in the swamp, in the Mirror of Dead Men, north of Waterdeep. North of Waterdeep, further, actually, the Mirror is where the heck? I thought it was, there we go. Just south, just this side of Neverwinter. And I just gotta, whoops, you know what? I'm sorry. I left everyone in the camp south while I did this. So I meant to at least let everybody kind of see where Barragost was and how it hits the coastway. And there's like a castle or keep or outpost that Alamir believes had that name. And he only remembers it because of some magical telescope known as the Farseer of Illusk, which resided there and was used for astronomical observations.
You always have your head up in the clouds.
But this is something like it hasn't. This is where are we? We're in 18th. We're in the 18th century now, so it hasn't been used for like 300 years. Over 300 years. So.
Actually, you said we were in year 1503.
Is it? Oh, is it 15?
That's what year you gave us, 1503.
Yeah. No, you're right, because it was 14. Right, because we're starting in the late 1400s. You're right. So that still sounds right. Right. So we'll say 12th century. Yeah, it's been a while since it was used. It's fallen out of disrepair, but we'll say it's been within the last 100 years. So
You should have those maps in your email, Tom.
thank you.
You may have to download them to see the names that has the information in it.
Okay.
You'll probably laugh when you see it.
Get a virus.
All right.
All right, so let me update this. I've used one of my wild shapes. Now, do we want to turn invisible and get over to the guy staked out and one of us let him know what we've learned to see if he wants to cut and run or try to stay and learn more?
If you do invisibility, it is one of the only times it's going to be able to happen.
Or do we want to go over, try to rescue some people and try to escape with some people, or just get out here on our own? More people we take, the higher risk is getting caught. So where's the balance at?
I mean, if you think about it, with the mission we were hired to do, other than releasing some prisoners, we've accomplished, I think,
A
everything
lot.
we were supposed to, right? We know where they're going. We don't necessarily know why, but we know what their next step is, probably, right?
Yep.
We know they're probably attacking towns to the west, but while I was in there, I did not see any maps or indicating of any circles of towns that they may not have hit yet.
Hmm.
Is that true, Tom?
Correct. You did not. There were no other attacks being conducted based on the maps you saw.
And I think we got quite a bit of stuff.
So the only question would be, do we want to let as many free as we can and try to lead them away, or get our horses and grab one person for each horse on top of us, or what?
Well,
We're not going to outrun the camp.
Here's something I had not mentioned
We're on
to y'all.
horses, maybe.
Here's
ahead.
something I had not mentioned to y'all. I can wild shape into a draft horse and carry 540 pounds and have 40-foot movement. So how many people could we put on my horse and then me?
Did we all have horses?
Yeah, we did.
Yes.
Yeah. You have,
And the camp doesn't have any horses.
there are horses for they're draft horses for the
Wagons.
wagons.
Hmm.
Those are the only horses you've seen.
I'm just mentioning options because we can use the horses to get further away quicker. How many people can we pile on one horse?
And there are a total of 7 7 prisoners that you've identified in camp.
So
you
we have,
with the wild shape, that's 5 horses with the 4 of you plus Hef. So that's 12 people, 5 horses, which is,
if I go warhorse, I can carry potentially 3 people because I can carry 540 pounds, correct?
And your movement's 60.
My movement's 40 as a
Warhorse is 60.
Yeah. Is it? Okay.
yeah. And Smock's horse is a warhorse as well. So 6. That's actually exactly plus 3 riding horses. That's 12 people. So you have exactly with the wild shape, you have exactly what you need to carry people out.
We want to try it?
I mean, if you think that's the
Alamir,
best,
Jinx, what do you think?
if you think that's the best bet, I mean, we could give it a shot. I think since we were able to walk in here so easily, don't you think the horses will bring some attention?
Well, the
We can
horses
try
are
it.
out. Horses are outside camp, so we'd have to free the prisoners, sneak out of the camp with them to the horses, and that point I would change into a horse, and I'd have 1 hour of running time, and then Some people would be on foot after that.
Cool with that. The biggest thing is we're going to make sure that we have that we get out of here. And sneaking, I don't know if the sneaking is the right word, or I kind of reach in my bag and I pull some outfits out, or we take some of this dirty laundry, so to speak, and we dress them up to make them at least look like mercenaries, and we just go out like we're a group, like a band, to go
Hunting.
whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, we're
The
going
prison-
on a hunting raid.
The prisoners are the commoners, or the prisoners are in a separate.
No,
They are
the
the
prisoner.
commons.
they're the commoners, including
Look at half the people that were in the village or in this in the camp that are coming back from the raids and everything else. Half of them were injured too. Doesn't mean that they're not going to go fight.
That's true.
I
I think we
can
can stake them out.
I can heal them for up to a total of 15 hit points by laying hands. Give them each a couple.
I'd say let's try get the moon elf because she did try to help us some. And then whoever's in the close vicinity with her up to that's willing to go with us. Question is, how are we going to break the chains? Can somebody
Well,
pick them?
Then you got to ride the horses in to pick them up, and then ride the horses out. That's not going to work. Although,
No. I was saying leave the horses at camp.
Yeah.
We put them in the cultist uniforms or wherever. We all go out in a raiding party, get to the horses, and go from there.
Okay.
So we don't want to bring the horses in.
Okay.
We take everybody to them exfil.
Very good.
Unless y'all have a better idea. Now the big question is, how do we get them out of their chains? Is that possible?
Well, do we have any lockpicks?
It's not something I normally carry.
Me neither.
I have some sticks. Here's some sticks. Will that help?
Probably not.
the only other thing Ola had told you was that inside the tent there are keys.
Does somebody want to try to?
Somebody who can be a spider, maybe.
Spider can't carry keys that easily, though. I said, well,
Well, if you go with an ant, you can pick up hard times your weight or whatever.
could a weasel? Well, would a weasel be quiet enough, though?
Ooh, a ferret.
Yeah, a ferret. That's what I was thinking. Could a ferret be quiet enough? But how well guarded are they, and how much do we know about the dragonborns? Do they sleep heavily or light, or
You have no idea.
they might see a ferret and think, fast food, fast snack?
I'm starting to think back when I was younger. I remember hearing stories about dragon riders. I started to think it was just a brothel chain.
Well, do we want to at least make our way over to where they're being held outside that camp? At least we get a visual and see what we're dealing with before we make a plan.
That was the my idea, at least.
Okay.
Let's
do
do
it.
that.
Except I'll stay away. Here's the commoners.
I'm getting over. There we go.
No, we should have probably went in. It doesn't really matter which way we go, honestly.
So mirrors this map real blurry.
It's blurry.
It's
Okay.
blurry.
It's not meant to be zoomed that far in.
Yeah, because it's huge and you're zoomed in.
Yeah, I mean, if we were down to 10%, maybe it would look all right. Okay, so that's what I feel like we're gonna do. So I think we all agree that we're gonna go to the in there, and we're going to first of all see what's out there. So if there's any issues in the way or whatever, and
You're going to see what's where.
we're gonna see if there's anybody standing a guard outside the tent or whatever.
Okay. You quietly walk up to the tent. You see the 7 prisoners chained outside to the
they're
left
outside.
and right of the main entrance.
Can we tell which end the half elf's on or the elf's on?
Which what?
Is the elf on the east group of the 3 or over in the 4 on the west side?
She is she's actually on the far end. Because she was the one that was injured, right? Yeah, fairly sure.
Yes, she had some yellowness to her, along with a person that was in the north of the camp.
So this is her all the way down here. That's Ola.
Right there.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to sneak around to her quietly.
Okay.
Let me do stealth.
Nope. You get up to her. No problem.
Okay. How hurt is she?
She is. I mean, she's bloodied, but I mean that's. I mean, she's a commoner, so like she has
Scars.
some wounds. So like cuts, like probably a open wound on across her shoulder and into her breastbone, and then like one of her legs got stabbed.
Okay. Does she look like she's bad enough she could use a heal of some sort?
Oh, absolutely. I mean,
Are there any that look worse off than her, I should say?
this one up here looks like. So this is a male. So there's that one. This one is they're all almost all hurt. Actually, this one is not hurt, and
We can't see anything when you say this one.
oh, I'm sorry because I'm on a different layer. This one is not hurt. This one up here is the most hurt. So yeah, that is a half elf who is missing his right pointer finger and is in really bad shape, like has several wounds on his body.
Now the question is, can she squeeze out of her chains easily? I quietly see if I can wake her and see if she can squeeze out of her chains.
Okay. She wakes up, but she begins to like what and begins to speak a little louder than you'd like her to.
I cover her mouth as I'm waking her up.
Okay. And
Try
she
to
sees
muffle
who
her
you
quietly.
are and immediately quiets. But Smock, why don't you roll 2d10 for us, please? And we'll see if there's any reaction to her noise. Okay. Yeah. So she quiets. She's like, and then she nods at you and that it's okay to remove your hand.
Okay.
What are you? Can you get us out of here?
Can you slip out of your chains? Can any of y'all slip out of your chains?
No.
Can any of y'all pick locks?
Not that I know. Actually, where?
I am gonna do a cure wounds on her.
Leroy Jenkins lifted the tent wall.
You know how these tests don't go to the ground. I just looked at the back stuff. I could look underneath it. Just to see.
Are you cure wounds? Oh yeah, she is fully healed.
So I could have gave her 1.
Huh?
I could have gave her 2, and yeah.
Yeah. How come it's not updating? I don't know why. How come it still shows her as hurt?
Smock broke it.
I don't know. Anyway, she's fully healed. She's like, up there, the half elf. Maybe if he had tools, he could. I don't know. He mentioned that if we could just find the tools, he might be able to get us out.
Okay. I asked her what his name is.
His name is Mazo.
Okay. So I come around here. I come around the back side quietly. And then I quietly, gently wake Mazel same way. Kind of muffle his mouth and then kind of, yeah. I tell him she sent me to him.
He comes right awake, doesn't say a word. He sees you and he nods.
I do a cure wounds on him too.
Ooh. It's still showing. I don't know why it's showing that way on. No. Full.
The heck of a roll for the cure wounds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I ask him if he can slip out of the chains or pick locks or anything.
Do you have tools?
I have nothing like you'd use. What do you need?
I need something sharp and pointy, bits of metal, some with irregular flat shapes to them.
Like prongs to a fork?
I could work with that.
Was there any silverware over here around the fireplace?
There was, and actually right here is where the silverware was all washed and stored on the side of the tent.
I quietly go pick some up and bring them back over, see if there's anything he can use.
They're all plastic.
All right.
They're sporks.
Well, he will attempt with disadvantage. No, these are useless. Go. You need to go inside and get the keys.
When Jenkins, Leroy, looked under the tent, he what did he see?
Inside. Sorry, I didn't.
Unless you didn't, but I thought you did say that. See if he can lift. Oh, he was seeing if he could lift the back of the tent up.
He can.
To look inside.
You can, and you look inside, and you see.
Oh shit! You see, oh shit!
Right, their porta potty bucket.
It's a very large tent, and on the one side by the entrance are 4 dragon claws sleeping in nice, really nice cots. And you see some regalia, higher level regalia based cultists in the middle, and to either side are acolytes.
All sleeping?
All sleeping. Make a perception check.
I could probably get in there and get them, but I can't probably get out.
Add a D4 to your perception.
You're right behind me. Okay. So your help or Bahamut's help is worth 1 point always.
You notice on just on the north side of the tent entrance, next to this dragon claw right here, is a peg, and there's a set of keys hanging on it.
Is it that one?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was on the wrong layer again. Yes,
Yeah.
this one over here.
And they're all sleeping.
They're all sleeping right now.
And one
So
more
appear
time,
to be.
Bahamut Chipumaga.
So I cannot use my last. If I use my last wild shape, I can't change a horse and
But you're fine.
use to
You're
carry him
fine.
out.
No, it's time for the bard to do his thing.
Yeah.
Or her
Make
thing.
him-
Is it a he or a
can-
she?
It's a he.
We
I
haven't been
will-
sure of that.
I will go around and I will. I'm gonna sneak into the tent and just try to
Do
grab
you want
them stealthily
invisibility?
and use sleight of hand to grab them.
Okay, roll a stealth check. I'm assuming you're getting yep. So add a d4. So you get a d4 for the stealth, but now you have to make a 13. Now you need to make a straight 1, 2, 3. All right. So a 12 and a 7. So no one woke up. And now you need to make a without guidance your sleight of hand.
Wow.
Roll me.
Electronic rolls. That's why I like
It's
dice.
not slight. It's kind of heavy-handed. But
Yeah, that's why I like dice.
roll 2d10 for me, please, Jinx.
Absolutely. Nothing would make me happier than to roll 2d10.
Chink's new name is
17.
Thumbs.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, you grab it and it doesn't come cleanly off the hook. If there had been more than one key on the keychain, it would have made a good amount of noise. Fortunately for you, it was a single key on the metal ring, so there was a single clink, and it was not enough to wake anyone up.
So, on the flip side of that, as I take them, I'm gonna go up there and I'm gonna start, unchaining people. Alamar through the little hole goes up there and casts minor illusion to where that key was to make it look like the key ring is still there.
Got it. Very good. All right. And then
It only lasts a minute, I think.
no, I think this can be 10 minutes, isn't it?
Well, it says a minute, but I know you've had his little creatures up for longer than a minute, so I'm not really sure how this whole thing works with his improved. It looks like it's just a minute.
Actually, am I on the right one? Yes, I am. Improve.
I think it's just a minute.
The improvement is just sound and image, but he can, but he can keep it going, but he just has to keep casting it. So
he sits underneath the tent, just kind of sits there, kind of like, okay, I'm just gonna three, just to make sure it's covered until we get everybody out. And as we get people, as I'll start unchaining people, I hand them some clothes, just to kind of partially cover up at least.
So you wake everyone up, and it goes relatively smoothly. Let's see. Nobody freaks out. And
We have the two elves wake everybody up since they know each other.
And you free all 7 of these people.
And if any are bloodied, I'm going to lay hands.
Yep. So there's a total at this point. There's only a total of 4 hit points missing from them. So you can heal everybody up to
Ding,
full.
ding, ding.
Oops. So,
Sorry about healing those two up before. I was kind of using that to gain their trust or reassure their trust in us.
I took 4 off
nothing wrong with
my
that.
lay hands, so I got 11 left.
okay.
So we will grab like some loose bows, whatever, on the ground, and just don't stuff that thing, in the little racks or whatever, and hand each one of them just something to still look like they're part of the party, and then we're going to walk. I think we should just gun out of here.
Yeah. We let the two elves know,
Yep.
pass it to the others. We're going to act like a hunting party as we make it out here back to our horses.
Yep.
And they're all relatively quiet. I'm just going to kind of move everyone out. All right, and you begin walking away from the camp, and you do not hear any reaction to leaving. Now though you are going to have to walk all these people. Actually, I'm just going to let me just grab all of these, all of them.
Walk them all the way through that long.
Past the kobolds and everything.
Walking them past the kobolds shouldn't. Well,
We're
that
not
some
gonna-
are awake. The
We're
big
not going to go
issue-
too far north, though, that we're going to get so close to this whole set of people.
That's the main concern, is being seen by the guards and the drakes over there. So here, let's go back to the full camp map.
Yep.
So like from there, you as long as you just come right up here, and you see like the fire with the chanting is actually right up here from the center, and you see a huge bonfire, and hear the singing and chanting from there. You are not accosted by anyone though, and you can. So what exactly are you doing? Are you just walking up? Are you? When does Luna wild shape?
I'm going to hold off on wild shape as long as I can, because the goal is to get everybody to all the horses. And then if I'm needed to turn into a horse to carry extra people, that's when I'll turn into a horse to maximize amount of travel time that we have once horseback.
Yeah, we're just planning on trying to walk these guys right out of here, and
It's a
just
normal-
kind of pretending we're just a group going out for hunting or
Yeah.
group for whatever. And if we get stopped, our cover story is, hey, we're moving out in the morning, or we're going to be moving out in the morning, and they wanted us to send out to get one last set of provisions. So we're going to go out, hunt the lands clean as much as we can, and I'll come back just so we have nice clean kills, get everybody started up right away in the morning for some good moves.
Okay. So you get up, you begin to approach the guard tower at the entrance to the camp.
Yep.
You see in the darkness the kobolds you see a couple of kobolds on the guard tower looking out and watching you. And Smock, I need a D20 roll and a 2D10 roll from you, please, and a 2D10 roll from Luna.
You said D10 roll for me?
2D10, a luck
Okay.
roll.
Oh.
Okay. All right.
Maybe I'm wild shaping sooner. I think it's the first or second time I've ever done a luck roll.
So you are the one kobold looks down and in common yells out, What are you doing? Where are you taking those prisoners?
You want to talk, Jinx, or you want me to?
Oh, I'm sorry. You dressed them
Yeah.
up, didn't you?
Yeah,
Yes.
we dressed them up. So I'm like, and that's fine.
No,
But
no.
So they noticed.
So no. Then I'm sorry. That's my bad. Where are you going in the middle of the night?
They wanted us to go out and get one last set of harvesting done. We're moving out in the morning. We're the unlucky ones that gotta hold it all nighter.
Roll a deception roll, please.
Can I assist him on deception?
I was going to
25.
say, yeah.
I don't think he needs it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And what is your response? Oh, that's what you said. He goes, and the kobold next to him slaps him on the side of the head, and he goes, feel lucky that they didn't ask us to do it like they normally do. Good, go, get out of here. Go do your hunting. Hunt good.
I just raise up my hand like, yep, and just where you just keep going. We say as little as possible, and
and they let you walk right out. So you walk out, and you are once again at the outside the entrance to the valley, and you come to the point where, well off the map, up in the corner, and you come to the point where you, in the depression over the first rise, where you gave the horses to Hef. And
Hef's still there.
He did a loyalty check.
No, Hef actually, but he wasn't supposed to just keep them there. He was supposed to take them off somewhere to hide. So, and it's the middle of the night, and Hef's not there, of course. So, if it's okay with everyone, we're going to go just a little bit more tonight.
Mm-hmm.
I'm good.
I'm good.
So what would you like to do?
Anybody
We
have
need-
tracking survival?
I was gonna say, can we see any? Can we track him again? I know he was noticeable last time.
Bahamachi Pumaga.
So
Some
survival
survival.
check to figure out where he went. Yeah.
I'm looking.
And you see very clearly the tracks that head off to the east into the hills, just up and over, out of sight of against the plateau.
We gotta teach this boy how to hide these tracks.
But he does have 4 horses that he's leading.
To be fair, yeah.
I mean, he fancies himself an outdoorsman ranger, and here he can't even hide from an unskilled set of tracking.
So I get it. Hef is your alt. Got it.
Yep.
All right.
Work.
So off to the side in the hills, you come upon the horses.
Horses, but no Hef.
Hef's off hunting too.
And
He found a heifer.
and as you get there, you hear a noise coming down a trail that heads up into further east, and head upwards a little bit. And Hef is walking down the trail. He's like, there you are. You guys are back. I didn't expect you. I thought this would be a lot longer, like at least a day or two.
It was almost a whole day.
Well, did you see the man with the scar and the bandana?
It was
No.
to me to see him.
No, most of them that we did see were just bandages and other nature like that, but no bandana, no scar. However, you may know a couple of these people over here as we bring up the group of people who we just carried with us or brought with us.
From Green Nest, right? Or any from Green Nest?
Yeah,
There's
no,
a few of them from there, yeah.
He was yes, Enor, Rahara, Grath, Wilgen, Volir, and they all Enor, this freckled human male, heavily freckled face. He runs up. It was Hef. Oh, is good to see you. You. Why are you here? Where are your parents? And they begin exchanging stories.
I do step up and I say Hef's been instrumental in helping us find this place and helping us secure the horses. He's done a great job. Great service.
And I remind everybody, as the anal person, we have very limited time before they find that we've freed them. We need to be moving. We can do the niceties later.
Of course. And yeah, so you begin mounting up. Luna, you.
I changed into, yep. I tell them we got an hour with me in this form, so we need to make every moment count.
And you do, and within the hour, you get all the way up to through that. You can moving quickly, even in the dark, knowing the trail you came and the path through the hills. You make it all the way through to the other side of the pass that you were ambushed in before the hour is up. And by the time the sun comes up in the morning, you are within sight of Greenest, and you make your way into walk into the town that is just beginning to wake up. And you can see where already it's only been a couple of days. Actually, it's only been one day since you've left, and there you already see signs of rebuilding of the burns and the burned roofs. Destroyed fences and the like. There wasn't a huge amount of destruction. No buildings fully burned down. So there's just been repair to the roofs, repair to any structures that were damaged physically. And you see people already out in the going out to work in the fields. And the sounds of a regular day in a town beginning to be heard as you enter town. And the clouds have built over the night, and like a refreshing cleansing of the evil that was done here, it begins to rain. And that's where we're going to end for the night. Very good. Well, we went just a little bit longer than normal. It's useful. People, most people not working for the holidays, appreciate it. Thank you, everybody, and those who have been watching the stream. And we will see you all next week.
Yay.
Take care.